Oh, wait a minute. Let's talk about this double standard in the sport of boxing and the hypocrisy of the boxing fans. So Roy Jones Jr., the head trainer of Kevin Newman, was in the corner, and he was going in on Kevin Newman. He was going in like Teofimo Lopez Sr. was going in on his son, Teofimo Lopez, when he was fighting Shakur Stevenson this past January 31st. Where many of the boxing world was saying, oh man, Teofimo Lopez Sr. is bad trainer. He's not giving him instructions. He's not telling him what to do and how to make the adjustments. He's just telling him, where's the power, bro? You're going to hate yourself in the morning. Come on, and hit him on. And he was hitting Teofimo Lopez Jr., his son, on the thigh. Come on, let's, many people was criticizing Teofimo Lopez Sr. But what did Roy Jones Jr. did yesterday? I didn't hear the X's and O's. I heard that, he's bitching you out. He's witching you out. He's witching you out. I can't see the B. I don't want to get flagged and stuff like that. But you understand what I'm trying to say. Roy Jones Jr. was giving him an earful. He said, man, if you ain't going to fight, man, quit boxing. What was the instructions? What was the X's and O's? Shoot the right hand, slip, duck. You know what I'm saying? Throw combination punches, the hook, the uppercut, lead with your jab, all that. Counter, pull counter, whatever. We ain't hear none of that. But the way that Roy Jones Jr. was motivating, because I like everything he said. I like Roy Jones Jr. I like everything he said to Kevin Newman. But guess what? I also like what Teofimo Lopez Sr. was saying to his son. Because in all actuality, that's what almost everybody else was thinking in MSG. What happened to the power? I mean, you the one that Teofimo Lopez is supposed to be the one with the power versus Shakur Stevenson. What happened to all the things that you was working on? See, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you like this. Just like you saw little clips of Roy Jones Jr. in between the rounds or during the rounds while they had the camera on them and still giving instructions while there's the live action. The same thing was giving instructions to Teofimo Lopez on the live action, but the camera didn't caught that. Also, there is Stacey, a head coach that been a head coach to Mike Tyson that was on the corner as well. They did have a great camp. They did have instructions. But Teofimo Lopez, who said after the fight that he didn't follow the instructions. He didn't go with the game plan. Ladies and gentlemen, it didn't matter if Custom Model, Angelo Dundee, Emmanuel Stu would have come out the grave and would have been in the corner of Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez was not going to execute. You know what I'm saying? Now, people going to be like, but Punch, that is Roy Jones Jr. though. Okay, that's Teofimo Lopez Sr. though, his dad. And if we want to go, look, fighter to fighter, of course, we all going to praise Roy Jones Jr. as the fighter. He's one of my favorite fighters. Matter of fact, it's the reason why I love the sport of boxing because of Roy Jones Jr. But when we talking about training, though, when we talking about head coaches, there's only one that got Trainer of the Year award, and that's Teofimo Lopez Sr., whether you like it or not. Teofimo Lopez Sr. got a Trainer of the Year award 2020. Oh, yes, he's in the record books for that. Roy Jones Jr. still haven't had that. Roy Jones Jr. have not built what Teofimo Lopez Sr. has built. Those are the facts. Those are the facts. You got to give credit to Roy Jones Jr.'s dad to building Roy Jones Jr. Just like you got to give credit to Teofimo Lopez's dad for building Teofimo Lopez Jr. Just like you got to give Floyd Mayweather Sr. praise for building Floyd Mayweather. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not easy to build a Teo from scratch. It's not easy to build a Floyd Mayweather from scratch. It's not easy to build a Naoya Inoue. Shout out to Shingo Inoue. Shout out to all the fathers training in the sport of boxing. See, I think that the boxing fans, they don't like the outspoken fathers that go and actually be transparent with us. They be in social media. They chop it up with us. They do more interviews. At the end of the day, we should appreciate these guys. Because, as a matter of fact, the fathers, even though the people doesn't like Brian Norman Sr., Floyd Schofield, Boo Bosey, Bill Haney, TOC, they are transparent with us, the little people, not the ESPNs or the Fox of the world. You know what I'm saying? Roy Jones Jr. And look, just because Roy Jones Jr. is one of the greatest that ever lived fighting, that doesn't mean he's going to be one of the greatest trainers as well. You know what I'm saying? David Alexander did get knocked out in the first round while he's on the corner, while Roy Jones Jr. in the corner. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that Roy Jones Jr. is going to be that type of trainer. I love the instructions in the corner. There is motivational ways to get your fighters going. I think the X's and O's and motivating them and put the pressure on them. Let them know that hey yo, you losing the fight. Hey yo, Bomac in the when Bud Crawford was facing Sean Porter, he wasn't given the what got Bud Crawford going is when Bomac was telling you losing the fight. You're gonna lose the fight. That's what got him going. It wasn't the X's and O's. It wasn't yo throw the jab, slip the jab, you know what I'm saying? Do this and do that. Nah, sometimes, yo, people gotta realize that there's a 10 to 8 week training camp. These fighters know the game plan. Now it's time for these guys to execute the game plan. And when we're talking about a father and son, there's certain things as a parent, as a father, a devoted father or a devoted mother, but let's just talk about the fathers, that you could give your son a look and he understand exactly what you're talking about. So while the senior is screaming at his son, Junior knows exactly what he needed to do. It was Junior's fault that he didn't execute.